I'm Sheila.
I'm Jess.
And we've been talking that we are about to start our IVF journey. We've got about 3 weeks until our first consent appointment. And we think we would like to video the journey that we're about to go on. Lots of different reasons why, isn't there?
She pokes me in the ribs. So I think I have followed a lot of other couples going through infertility journeys, IVF journeys, IUI journeys. I've been doing it for years and years, even before I ever knew that we would need to do IVF. And I've always found it really helpful. I've had friends going through it and I found it really a good source of information. And I think that now that we're in this position, part of me wanted to record some of it so that we would have this to look back on for ourselves, but then also, depending on how our journey goes, depending on how comfortable we feel with this, whether or not we might consider posting some of this or sharing it with other people. So for ourselves and for others in terms of education, but then I suppose that the main one that we've discussed, or certainly the one that you're most keen on, is for any potential children that we may have, so that they can look back on this and see how it was. I thought you were waving. I was like, oh, don't curse it. No, we're going to assume that we're going to have children, I think. Or at least be hopeful. I think I probably watched a lot of videos on YouTube where I've seen people go through quite difficult journeys, so I think I'm probably prepared that this may not be easy.
But you've also said as well that there's not a lot of content for gay couples, shared motherhood experiences.
Yeah.
Like that information is kind of lacking, and that's why we thought that maybe this might be helpful to other folks as well.
Yeah, and we haven't decided that yet, so if you're watching this and you don't know us personally, then we've taken the plunge. But yeah, I think that's true. Like, when I've watched a lot of these videos for information, there hasn't been a lot of information in regards to same-sex couples. And I haven't actually found any in regards to shared motherhood. So shared motherhood is the route that we're hoping to go down. The plan at present is that we're going to use my eggs and Sheila's going to carry.
Because I'm a bit old.
Yeah. Yeah, so that decision was primarily made based on age and fertility. We like the idea of both having kind of an involvement, although it wasn't essential. We both have a desire to carry. I would have quite liked to been able to use Sheila's eggs, but I guess
I'm a bit old.
But that's not an option. So we're gonna go down this route, and we just thought we would video some of it along the way, probably for ourselves to laugh at some point at a later stage. That is probably the most likely outcome of this video.
And maybe for a child to laugh at some point as well.
Yeah, or hopefully a couple of children, maybe. Yeah. So I suppose that's probably everything for now. I don't know what we'll film going forward.
Well, we haven't decided, have we? We just have decided that we're going to try and film some stuff, and we'll see how we feel. We'll certainly aim to record big decisions and big moments, because that's kind of key. But I also suspect there'll be lots of ups and downs along the way that aren't necessarily big moments, but they just have a big impact on us, and maybe those will be the bits that might be interesting to anybody else out there who's going through it.
Yeah. And I think it probably depends on whether we make the decision to share some of the information, because if we were going to share it, then we might be more likely to do some more informative videos. So for example, if videos on the supplements I'm taking for egg health, or the kind of more practical things, whereas if we decide just to do it for baby, there might be less of that and more just kind of personal stuff about us. So I guess we need to kind of work on that as well. But we just thought we'd dive in our pajamas, just tackle the first video. I wanted to go and do my makeup and my hair, but I guess, you know, you already know what I look like, and our children will know what I look like. So it's only the poor public if we do share it with anyone that has to look at me like this. So I think that'll be okay.
I think so. I think you look beautiful.
All right, I'm going to tell that to you next time to spend 10 minutes fixing your fringe before we start a video.
The fringe is important.
It's still wonky.
I know. It's not a really good looking fringe at all, is it?
I would also like to state that for our future children, if you are watching this, that we are currently in a pandemic, which means, well, you'll know what that is by the time we get there.
It means that the last person to cut my fringe was her. So
yeah, that's why it looks great. So I think that's probably everything for now. I feel awkward about how to end the video, being our first video.
I think we just say that we hope to see you in the next one.
We hope to see you in the next one.